Imagine if today was the day your idea changed someone's life. Imagine if you could help someone pay for college, help your community build a new playground, or help a child make it to that dream competition. With GoFundMe, it's all possible. GoFundMe is the world's #1 fundraising platform trusted by over 190 million people. Every week, ordinary people meet their goals and do extraordinary things. Your ideas matter. GoFundMe isn't just for emergencies. Want to raise money for your kid's soccer team or raise funds for a small business, a creative project, or event? GoFundMe helps you turn ideas into reality. And help adds up. Fundraisers you start for someone else raise up to 5 times more. So think right now, who could use your help? Change rarely comes from waiting. It comes from someone deciding, today I'll start. Don't wait for someone else to bring change. Today, start your fundraiser in just minutes at GoFundMe.com. That's GoFundMe.com to start your fundraiser. GoFundMe.com. This is a commercial message brought to you by GoFundMe.
Grave Tone.
Welcome to Grave Tone, where horror comes to life in every form it takes. I'm Megan.
I'm Arthur.
And I was wrong about what was wrong this week when we talked about it on our last episode.
Terrible research.
Shut up. You who never double checks anything. You who don't.
I trust in
no,
you.
No, don't even. You who don't make the schedule. You don't get an opinion on this. But unfortunately,
Just go in my corner.
When I checked, yeah, you should do.
Have a drink, I guess.
Yeah,
drink.
So a few weeks ago, when I was looking at release dates and things like that, and I'm telling you, it did not feel like it was this long ago. When I was checking release dates, I originally had seen that the release date for Shelby Oaks was October 3rd, and I was like, okay.
What date is it, Megan?
So I wrote it down. It's October 3rd. Are you going to ask me what day it is? Thanks. So I had written that down in my planner, like as the day, as the actual release date. And apparently I was wrong. So we went back and double checked. And now apparently there was a time in which the release date was actually October 3rd, which is
what
today.
The hell happened?
A day.
You lied to us and I was like, what the hell is going on?
Okay. All right. But ignoring the peanut gallery here, oh God, I went and took a look, and apparently the theatrical release has been pushed to October 24th.
Do we know why?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't know why. There were 2 other release dates previously, one of which was October 3rd, and now the official release date is the 24th, it seems.
You know what? I feel like Good Boy was getting so much attention that they just seriously, I saw an article today from the New York Times.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yes, it is. No, but it's so because it's original. We talked
I
about
know,
this in the last episode.
Yeah, whatever.
Episode. Yeah, if you guys don't know what we're talking about right now, a few days ago we put out an episode talking about Good Boy because we were able to see it prior to release. It's released in theaters today, October 3rd. So we did like a little spoiler-free kind of chat about it. If you want to go back and check that out, that was a fun episode.
If you follow us on social, you would have known.
Yeah, God, I feel like we've posted it all over the place. So woo,
for everything.
Yes. So anyway, all of that to say, whoops. So I guess we're not going to be talking about Shelby Oaks for a few weeks. But all of that is to say that I also just, wasn't going to leave everybody hanging, even though I fucked up a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Shut up. Luckily, we're in a spooky season, so really every single week there are like a million different releases between theatrical and like streaming releases. I'm like, we are content. Like there is tons of stuff coming out, and luckily today, Shudder dropped the latest installment of its very, very acclaimed VHS franchise.
Nice.
And nice. Yes. So we're just going to have a chat about that instead. And don't worry, in a few weeks, we're going to go see Shelby Oaks, and we're still going to talk.
We're going to see it again.
Yes.
We saw it before.
Yes.
Which was like a year ago.
Go listen to the last episode about Good Boy.
Seriously,
we talked about it.
Everything.
It's fine. We talked about it.
Moving on.
Anyway, yeah. So as a quick for, I don't know, maybe people who aren't like super familiar. So the VHS franchise actually started in 2012 was when the first film was released. VHS Halloween, which as I said, just dropped on Shudder the day today that we're recording. So the 3rd of October. This is the 8th film in the franchise thus far. And I wouldn't.
That's wild.
I know. I wouldn't be surprised if there continued to be more as well.
Yeah, why not? They're doing well. It's
Yeah.
working out. Why not?
It's just the kind of thing that you can. That's like cool because it's cooperative because of all the number of different filmmakers touching on it. So
different styles and everything. Like it's very diverse. In that sense.
So overarchingly, the VHS films are obviously found footage, films, pretty much from start to finish in all of them. However, they kind of take on like an anthology style to them. Every single film is different and like non-linear. They don't follow each other as direct sequels necessarily.
Between film to film, that's right. That's true.
And
Which
neither
is like why
do.
they can keep making it.
Yeah, that's it. Because it's like short films really for everybody to make. Within that as well, obviously, they don't, even the segments within the films themselves don't necessarily follow one another. Like sometimes there are similarities between certain things, sometimes there are little Easter eggs, but they don't necessarily do that, right? So that's it. As I said, the first film came out in 2012, followed by a sequel a year later. 2 years after it, in 2014, VHS Viral premiered, which was arguably the least liked in the franchise. Most people hate that film. I don't think we've seen that one.
Really?
We've seen almost all of these, and I think Viral might be one of maybe two, if not the only one that we've not seen, because I cannot remember for the life of me if we've seen VHS 2.
I believe so.
I think so.
Yeah.
So then I don't have seen VHS Viral, and I guess we're better for it to a degree because people just keep going. That was then there was a large break after that. I think because it did so poorly and so poorly received that then we had to wait all the way until 2020 when they dropped a trio basically of decade films. So VHS 94 in 2021, 99 in 2022, and 85 in 2023. Then in 2024, we got VHS Beyond, which leaned into the sci-fi element of things. That was just last year. You loved that one.
Yeah.
And now we've come to VHS 2 in the latest release in the franchise, which is, of course, unsurprisingly, every segment something to do with Halloween or takes place on Halloween in some capacity.
Hence the name.
Exactly. I'm unsurprised that they decided to make one in this theme, but I'm actually a little surprised that it took this long, you know.
I mean, look, they're going to be going over the themes and everything, and there's so much to do.
Yeah, true. And also there have also been like a couple of spin-offs from a couple of the different segments in the films over the years. So Siren, which was a like web TV show type situation that had come out, and also Kids vs. Aliens. Both of these are based on different segments in different films as well.
No idea. That's cool.
Yeah.
Siren's like the on Netflix thing?
No, not that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Because I was like, that one's like...
No, definitely not.
Not VHS related.
Definitely no. It's based on that one's based on the most famous spinoff. It's based on the amateur night segment from the first VHS about the guys who are on like a dude weekend, you know, and they wind up vaguely attempting to sexually assault a girl.
I remember that. Yeah,
but they definitely can't because she's not quite what they think she is. It's that. Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of like what the franchise has done up until this point. I think it really, like, I think the first one was sort of like a sleeper hit to an extent in like indie circles, kind of.
It took some time to grow.
Yeah, but once it started, and particularly that's it, unfortunately, viral kind of a bit, but when back with 94 in 2021, it took right back off. And I feel like since then they have been on an upswing because we've gotten one every year.
Nice.
Yeah.
We love it.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, because it's also such a cool format as well, right? Because you've got a wraparound plot line for each film, or at least most of them. I think a couple of them don't have a wraparound, actually. And then you have, of course, individual segments that fit into maybe like the theme of this particular VHS film. And it's all of these different filmmakers who have an opportunity to tell their own story, but it's something that still kind of overarchingly fits into the theme, which is really fun.
Yeah,
it really gives people like a cool opportunity to do something like that. Yeah. Okay, so should we talk a little bit through like the wraparound plot and some of like the things and the segments in VHS Halloween specifically? Yes. Okay, so we're heading into spoiler territory, if that's the case.
You've been warned. Spoilers ahead.
You heard Gary the Ghoul. Be careful.
Thanks, Gary. So, okay, VHS Halloween, as we said, obviously follows the format in which each segment, including the wraparound plot, has something to do with Halloween in some capacity. The wraparound narrative for this particular film is called Diet Phantasma.
Great title, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome. It's the name of a diet soda.
It's a soda.
That they're testing on subjects.
Yes.
That, literally, I'm pretty sure are prisoners because they have like an orange uniform.
Yeah, that was really unclear, but there are also
but
children.
There are also children there, yeah. And I was like, what?
What?
Like a juvie thing combined or something? Anyways, that was
I have no idea.
interesting. I like that one a lot, though.
It was not a terrible wraparound plot. The wraparounds I find in VHS films, I can take them or leave them a lot of the time.
Not great.
Some of them
This one was good.
Yeah, some of them are fun, and some of them I do not enjoy at all. There's a particular one that I can't think of which one it's in right now, but it's like a soldier thing, and I hated it.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Right. Not a fun one. So that one we have various. That one, obviously recurs several times throughout the course of the film because we see the testing facility for this soda over and over and over again, and the various horrible things that happen to the people who are testing out and taste testing the soda that they've called Diet Phantasma. And all of the terrible things that happen to them.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to like make you possessed.
Because it's made with ghosts.
Yeah, because it's made with ghosts. And literally at the end, towards the credits, they start telling...
There's a commercial
for it, which is absolutely hilarious.
Older guy.
But like, it's made with ghosts, but they're trying to tweak the formula because like some of it is too much, some of it is not enough.
I guess they're trying to find like...
hilarious.
Yeah, I guess the point is that they're trying to find like a Goldilocks level of it.
Yeah, you drink it a little bit, you're a little bit, and you're fine.
I wonder if it's like something for like... FDA purposes where they're like, we need to find one person for whom there is no death or dismemberment, and then we can put this shit on the market. Like, it feels like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get like that one little percentage that they need to be able to legally put it on the market.
That is some loose ass requirements.
I know. I know the FDA I don't think functions that way, but it feels that way. It's also set in 1982, so I'm sure that the regulations were different at the time. So our segments, there are 5 segments plus the wraparound plot in this particular one. First segment's called Coochy Coochy Coo.
I did not like that one. That was fucked up.
It was really gross. It had, you pointed this out while we were watching it. It had Barbarian vibes.
So much Barbarian vibes.
Yeah, I don't think we should give away too much about each individual plot, like, because it's just come out. It's also like too much stuff. But yeah, if it's set mid 2000s. 2 girls who have graduated high school are going off to college and having one Halloween together kind of thing, and being kind of assholes to a degree, and they stumble upon a weird house that no one seems to be visiting and are enticed inside with the thought of candy, which, like, when you're like 18, I'm like, okay, come on, common sense, girly pop, come on.
They're just about to turn 18 because they're getting into adulthood.
Fine. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, and they
and
make
the
some
house
bad
is fucked
decisions.
Up, and things happen there.
And we've said Barbarian, so you can
Barbarian,
you can maybe guess what the aesthetic
exactly, that's it. Think about that one.
The second one, which I actually really enjoyed this one, is a Spanish language segment called Supra Sic Infra.
Yeah.
Which is Latin for as above, so below. This one was directed by Paco Plaza and co-written by a man named Alberto Marini. This one is following the aftermath of what was like some sort of very violent sort of massacre at a Halloween party, and the authorities are investigating the occurrence and how exactly the massacre happened, along with the person, the only survivor / suspect, obviously, in the massacre, and the person who has confessed as well to having done this in the first place. I really liked that one. I really liked the way that it was filmed. It was cool. It looked really good, like the entire, like it, because some of them, and I do understand it because they're handheld cameras, and some of them are set particular times in which like the filming quality wouldn't be good, all that stuff, and I do get it. But I really liked the way that this one looked, I guess, from start to finish. And it was like cool. It was creepy.
I mean, this one, I guess the quality of it was a little bit better because
it's modern
technically
set.
You're following like the aftermath of it.
Yeah, and it's also it's modern set. People have smartphones. Like there's a girl walking around filming on her iPhone, filming of it.
That's it. And like it's like this survivor, quote unquote, who is brought back to the scene with the police.
Yeah,
and it's daytime, which was very interesting.
True,
actually, that was a big change.
I like a daytime horror sometimes.
Yeah, that's it. It makes it different, man.
And every once in a while, you're
hits
like,
different.
Yeah, it does. It has a different effect on you, and every once in a while, it's nice to not have to be like squinting a little bit to be like, did I just see that? I'm not sure. When it's sunny, you can see it. We all want that from time to time. Yeah, that's a cool one. And then the segment was called Fun Size.
That one was hilarious.
Fun Size, I think, is probably the funniest of the segments.
I absolutely love that one.
That was a fun one. God. That one follows 4 friends, 2 of whom have just gotten engaged, who are bummed after leaving a Halloween party where there was no candy. They decide that they're going to go trick-or-treating, even though they're in their 20s, I think. Yeah, probably early 20s, yeah. And when there are consequences when they decide to take multiple pieces of candy from a candy basket or whatever outside someone's house that says please only take one piece, because people leave out buckets that say take only one and people don't listen to it because they're shitty, that kind of thing. So there are the consequences with regards to that. I love that there are like some trick-or-treat rules in this movie.
Whole thing, like I told you while we were watching, the whole thing is that almost every episode is a rule to follow on Halloween.
Yeah, I did kind of feel that way.
Don't go to random houses. Don't take more than one candy.
And also, if you ring the doorbell and nobody answers, bloody well leave. Coochy Coochy Coo was not good that way. She's just like, she wouldn't stop. I was like, go away.
Yeah, there's like, we're going to talk about like, it's like the don't talk to stranger stuff. Anyways, I'm for sure it is.
It does feel like
a thing of that. Yeah, that's it.
It made me want to watch Trick or Treat.
But the fun thing about Fun-Sized episode, I guess, or segment of it,
is Fun-Size himself.
It's Fun-Size himself.
Yeah.
It is a weird, tall, lanky, half candy, half man.
He's I guess. Yeah, this did feel like, and I know we talked about this while we were watching the movie. This did feel like a morbid, twisted, really kind of macabre Willy Wonka-esque kind of thing, 100%. But really kind of like gross and bare bones at the same time as well. Like it's not like colorful or bright or fun.
No, it was like dark basement candy factory.
But also still like a little deranged and zany, where you were like, what? Because he pops up and he's always like, fun size.
It was actually, seriously, it was the funnest.
It was definitely the funniest one.
Funniest and the funnest
a little bit
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, like a little bit very silly in some parts of it. Obviously, some of it was a little bit ridiculous, but it was
because the next
fun.
one that followed was so freaking disturbing that you needed to have
something
fun before that.
Yeah, okay, so the 4th segment is called Kidprint. It was written and directed by Alex Ross Perry, which, like, sir, what is the matter with you? This bothered me. That
one was insane.
I know. I haven't looked at like Reddit comments or anything, but I'm assuming I'm not alone in my feelings about this. I didn't dislike it. It was well made, but it really bothered me.
I mean,
I'm going to give a trigger warning in this for like children being killed. I mean, overarchingly in the film, there's a lot of it, but a lot of it's much more slapsticky in the other segments and the wraparound plot and all that kind of stuff. When you see it, it's a lot sillier. There's nothing silly about Kidprint. It is quite disturbing to watch, honestly. Like I was like, I went on for long enough that I was like, I'm getting really uncomfortable with this.
Yeah, seriously, they showed a lot. It was insane. I don't even know. It's like one of those you're watching and you're like, please stop it right now.
Pretty much, yeah. It follows a man who runs an electronics store in the 90s that's called, and it's basically a video ID service, and it's supposed to help identify kids that have been kidnapped in order to help public at large, if they are kidnapped, to find them more easily if people happen to come across them, essentially. On the day of Halloween in a town in which children have been going missing at an alarming rate, and when Tim, the guy who runs the store, returns to the store in order to grab video footage of somebody that he filmed legitimately earlier that same day, he makes a really disturbing discovery while he's there. And there's a lot of like very bothersome and very disturbing things that ensue to do with that. But it was a lot. And it wasn't badly made, but
it was amazing.
But it bothered me.
Yeah, it's one that is very disturbing.
Like, would not watch again, would skip if I rewatched the movie kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was that for me. I don't know. Maybe some people would feel differently, but I'd be like, oh, I'm going to fast forward through this. And then the final segment is called Home Haunt. I think this was my favorite.
Yeah, so it was also fun because, again,
it felt the most Halloween
was
one.
so insane that you had to give something fun at the end.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Kidprint is the most serious of all of them, obviously. And there's no like levity to it at all. So it makes sense. I think that a lot of the other segments are like a little funkier. And I just think Home Haunt was my favorite because it was like family at Halloween making like a big haunted house on their property, and I find that so fun. Like we've been to a few of those in our area before.
People just put them up by themselves.
Folks who put together these like really big, either like displays of decorations or legitimate like haunted maze. There's a place in our area where every single year they spend months putting together like a haunted maze through theirs and multiple people's backyards in the neighborhood, and you can like walk through it, and it takes like a solid like 15-20 minutes to walk through, and it's so fun. And we've done it like a few times now.
Yeah, and they collect money for
donations for children's charities, and it's wonderful, and I love it. And it's just like those are the fun things for me about Halloween in general, when people really get into them, that I love that. I think that's so fun. So Home Haunt follows a family. The dad's name is Keith, and every year they put up like this big sort of haunted house type attraction in their yard on their property, and everybody in the neighborhood comes and participates essentially and walks through it and all that jazz. And it used to go really well when their son was a kid, Zach, but now he's older. He's like a late teens, I guess, to a degree, and now he no longer thinks.
Into it anymore.
Yeah, he's when we all hit that age of being like too cool to do this stuff with our parents, and he thinks it's lame, and he's like much harsher than he would need to be, kind of thing, to his dad, who still wants like this thing for them to do together. And so this is like the final year that, his dad has talked him into doing it essentially, and told him like he really would like to.
It's because his mom blackmailed the kid.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Anyway, and when they go looking for props for the haunted house, the dad finds this record. Keith finds this record that he puts on.
He steals the record that he puts on.
He totally. Well, he left money on the counter, but like, damn, Keith. Anyway, and obviously the record has something in it that nobody should have access to, and creates much more of a realistic haunted house than I think they were expecting it to be. And so it turns into this whole thing that they have to actually make their way out of the haunted house without dying, essentially. And it's so fun. It was just fun. I liked it.
It was great. Actually, so he was in this. He was at least maybe just one episode, but he was in Monster, the TV show.
Who are we talking about? Keith, the dad?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. His name is Jeff Harms.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was in that. He was in Monster, like I said. He did a couple of other things, like The Influencer, the TV movie. Anyways, but he was also in Red Dead Redemption 2. He did some voice acting there. So yeah,
he had a good voice because he was behind the camera a lot of the time. He had a really good voice. And Home Haunt, spoiler alert, features a little cameo from Rick Baker, which I noticed because awesome. I was like, is that Rick Baker? And you were like, what? But yeah, no, it turns out I was right. He plays one of the neighbors who comes to do a walkthrough of the haunted house, essentially. So Rick Baker, for people who aren't aware, he has done some acting, but primarily he's known as a special effects makeup artist and things like that. Largely famous for, of course, having won the inaugural Oscar for makeup effects for An American Werewolf in London, which we've chatted about before when we talked about its interesting
the childhood trauma
legacy
series.
Sequel to a degree. And then in other very large franchises, Men in Black, things like that. He's been involved in a ton of those, but he also has done a little bit of acting at the same time. And so he plays one of the plays Rich in this, which I thought was really fun.
Yeah, seriously, it was really fun. It was a great, I don't know, cameo.
Just a
whatever you
cute
wanna
little
call it.
cameo.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cool. And he like goes around and he's like, "Oh, this is all fake." He keeps pointing all
Yes,
the,
yeah.
the things that's supposed to pop up in the fake ghost. Whatever. He's like, "Oh, this
Yeah,
is fake.
it's
It's
true.
crap."
It's very funny.
It was great. Also, since we're talking about people, so I forgot to mention this, but one of the lab techs during the Diet Phantasma thing,
yeah.
So Eddie McKenzie, he's like kind of like the guy who's doing the computer stuff.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So he was in a couple of other things that are interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So he was in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2.
Oh, right, yeah.
He was actually Piglet.
Oh,
yeah, and he is in the upcoming, or was that released already? Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
Oh, I don't think that one's out yet.
Okay, so that's it. Not out yet because like it has ratings, but anyways. Yeah, so he's also in that now. He did VHS. Hey, good for him, and he's doing like very kind of like niche horror in a sense.
Yes, very indie, very specific things that you know you might only come across if you're doing really particular stuff. That's so fun.
That's it. Yeah, it's really fun. There's like a bunch of cameos left and right.
Oh,
so.
Cute! I love that.
Yeah, I looked at a couple of other ones, and there's like a few actors in there that they've done some things, but I mean, like it's extremely niche. Like,
yeah.
You know, that much.
But that's what I love about stuff like this, and especially now that VHS has spawned into like a franchise with so many entries in it as well.
Yeah.
That it's giving so many opportunities to the filmmakers, the writers, the directors, and also the actors, the people who are having the opportunity to feature in these different segments and stuff. And like every once in a while you get one where you're like, oh gosh, wow, well, like that person actually has been in like quite a bit, like, you know, is recognizable enough to just see their face and know who they are. And that's happened in a couple of them. And also we've had a little bit more, especially these later ones have gotten more traction. So they've gotten a little bit more in terms of like some of the filmmaking sort of powerhouse behind them in the first place. Like, what was it?
There was one with Mike Flanagan in the Beyond one.
Yeah,
remember his wife was
which
there,
was directed by Kate Siegel, his wife.
That's it, exactly. Yeah, well,
it was
sure
that.
He was on set.
I think he produced it, but it was her, I think, directorial debut actually. Cool. Which like that really segment good. Was a really interesting one to see about a woman who's searching for like proof of UFO existence, and then climbs onto the UFO and sees that they're collecting samples and stuff. And it gets real messy before the end of it there. Seriously, but that was
the best episode.
It was very interesting. I think that was the one that that ended the Beyond film, and it was an interesting one because I'm not like a huge sci-fi person, but I find stuff
you like that one though.
I did. I find stuff like that examines things in a really particular way. I find that fascinating. I think it's just for me. I'm not into like the astronauts in space aspect of things. I don't care. I don't know. It's never been for me.
We're still gonna see Project Hail Mary.
I know.
It's hilarious, and you're gonna like it.
Okay, that's fine. I'll go see it. I like Ryan Gosling. It's fine.
There we go.
Yeah. So, hey, this was fun anyway, and we got to watch it on the couch. So
I know, that was great. Seriously,
sometimes
I love that.
With all the releases in this month, I kind of do appreciate, like in the fall, if everyone, like, you know, when we get to see some of the stuff that just drops on streaming, I appreciate that. I know there have been like some other drops, I think today, like Bone Lake, which I've heard about a good few times. Yeah, that's it, which is getting like a decent amount of traction. So I'm curious to check that out. We should try and watch that this weekend if we can, because we've realized how many releases that have gotten like a little bit more hype have come out this year that we've just not had a chance to get to yet. And I'm like, God damn it. So like we finally got to watch Dangerous Animals a couple of weeks ago, which like we had not seen at all, which that was fun. You know, we still haven't gotten to see the new Toxic Avenger yet. Like
that's happening tomorrow.
I know.
Like seriously, there's so many things on that. I think it is longer than the span of the life that we have left on this
I've been making a list of the ones that I'm like, oh shit, I wanted to watch this one. I wanted to see this. I wanted to see this, and we've just not gotten a chance to do it yet. I've doing a list for myself so that I don't forget, so that we can catch up hopefully before the end of the year, because I'm also like, oh God, we're going to have to make a list of top 10s, and how am I going to do it if we haven't seen everything? I know. So that's the upcoming plans probably for like the next few weeks when we can, is to finally catch up on a few of the things that we've just not gotten to yet, you know?
100%.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have no idea what we're doing next week. Probably a movie. We'll see.
Yes.
Yes. He says like, yes, I am the expert on all things, even though you don't make the schedule.
I make the schedule in my head, and then you just don't follow it, and that's just what happens.
Okay. All right. Anyway, we are going to have the opportunity to have a lot of fun this month, though, because we're going to be seeing a couple of really fun things before they come out.
Yeah.
Which I would like before they officially have like drops, which is super exciting. Thank goodness for local film festivals, let me tell you. So we're getting an opportunity.
It's our secret. Don't tell them.
Don't tell people to come here, Meg. Anyway. But obviously, in the meantime, you can feel free to, like we said, keep up with us on all of our socials. So, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, just search Gravetone Pod. That's where we are everywhere. But until next week, guys, stay scared and stay tuned.
Ciao, guys.